Be on my phone? No, talk to me, Sally. I don't know my phone. Oh. So I'm not gonna like apply everything until like sports are over because it's just too much.
Well, no, when you apply, you can write a survey.
Everyone, this is what not to do in the lockdown situation. We do not want anyone going into the hallways, making noise, running around. We all need to follow the lockdown protocol, which is ALICE. The first step of ALICE is alerts. Hopefully, your announcements will give off the alert that there is a lockdown occurring. The second step of ALICE is L for lockdown. In this step, you will want to turn off the lights, make sure the door is locked, barricade the door with as much stuff as possible, and hide under desks or away from any windows or doors. And, most importantly, be quiet.
The third step of ALICE is I for inform. Try to communicate your whereabouts and the intruder's whereabouts if they are known. The C in ALICE is for counter. This means that you should barricade your doors and find surrounding items as weapons to fight back with.
Hopefully, by following this procedure, the intruder will stay away from the classroom.
The E in ALICE is for evacuate. When you know the coast is clear, evacuate the building at the nearest exit quickly and safely.
What was just shown was the lockdown procedure for the classroom. Now we will show you the lockdown procedure for the bathroom and the surrounding hallways if you are not able to get in the classroom in time or find one. You are going to follow the same ALICE protocol in the bathroom. Starting with A, alert, the announcements will give off the lockdown. The second step, L, is lockdown. Try lock yourself in a stall, picking your feet off the ground so no one can see you. I is inform. If you don't have your phone, just move to the next step of C, counter, finding a weapon. And the last step would be E, evacuate. Evacuate the bathroom or hallways, going outside with your hands in the air. Only walk and get as far away from the building as possible. Annalise!
Riley!
There are many types of lockdown situations that may occur. This may include active shooter or a person with a weapon,
You okay?
a medical emergency,
Someone call 911.
a bomb threat, or even a parent attempting to take a child they do not have custody of.
Now we are interviewing students from Brandon High School and asking them questions about the lockdown protocol.
I'm Sally. I'm a senior.
I'm Adam, a senior. I'm Russell, and I'm a senior.
Alright, our first question is, do you think the ALICE procedure is the safest protocol for lockdowns?
I like the evacuate part.
Yeah, I agree. I like the
Yeah.
evacuate part too. I think that's the best part.
Efficient.
It definitely is the best part, but
Definitely.
also I like the lockdown part and the counter part
Good point.
because you can hide, and with the counter part you can fight.
There are options, yes.
Yeah.
It gives you, yeah.
Yeah, I like that option. That's a
Yeah,
really good
I
point,
like how
Sally.
it's not just like one like set thing you
'Cause,
have
yeah.
to do because like
Situation.
if I have the opportunity to get out of the building, I'm definitely gonna take that.
Yeah,
Take the best out.
And I know, isn't there one that says like inform? So
I think
like,
so. Yeah.
so we'll know like what side of the
Communicate.
school. Yeah.
Very
So
Yeah, I'm
like,
gonna piggyback off of Chloe's idea. I like the idea of getting out.
yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced some type of lockdown other than drills at school?
We've had a few like soft
Yeah.
lockdowns, and we've
They're scary.
had a few like threats, but nothing too serious.
Yeah.
Although I still like the precautions that we do take, even for those little minor things. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
that's what
They
matters.
cares.
Why do you guys think it's important to practice lockdowns routinely?
I think it is very important, but I think that we do need to be doing them, like taking them more serious at the high school, because usually when we do it, we kind of just all sit around and just wait.
Oftentimes you just see it as like a time off from class or
Yeah.
something. You should definitely take it more seriously.
Yes, and it's important to do it routinely because you have to get into that habit of when it actually happens to know what actually happened.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, because it is
Or at least
happening
close
so often now. Today's.
Gotta be ready.
Yep.
What do you guys think is the most important part of the lockdown protocol and why?
I think the most important part of the lockdown is definitely the evacuate part. So I think it's important to get out of the situation if you can.
True. I think the second most part would probably be informed because it's really important to communicate because the more people know in the school, the more they can do for the situation.
I agree.
I think each step is pretty important. The lockdown is really important because that's the whole point of it.
We have seen what the students have to say, and now we will be asking the same questions to a Brandon High School teacher. Go.
Hi guys, I'm Mr. Shannon. I am a high school social studies teacher. I've been at Brandon for 14 years. This is my 21st year overall.
Do you think that the ALICE procedure is the safest protocol for lockdowns?
I don't necessarily know if there is a safest protocol. I think it's probably the most up to date and probably the most defensive, I guess you'd say, from a classroom perspective. So from what we have to be offered at the moment, yeah, it'd probably be the safest, I guess you could say.
Have you ever experienced some type of lockdown at a school or other than drills?
Yes, I've actually had a few. When I was in school, this is before cell phone time, we had a situation where a construction worker shot one of his other construction workers on premise, but we didn't know about it. There was only one class that saw it through windows. Everybody else in the school just thought it was a normal day. Principal came on and we were completely unaware of why our principal said that there's chicken noodle soup for lunch. But it turns out later we found out that was the safe word to tell the teachers that they're in a hard lockdown because the worker who performed the act ended up coming into the building, so they thought he was in the building. So we were on full lockdown, but the students were completely unaware until we left school. And then there were helicopters and news vans everywhere. So it was much different than you would say today. Today the students are actively involved in the procedures, which I think is much more beneficial from the student perspective.
And why do you think it's important to practice these lockdowns routinely?
The most important thing to me is just being prepared. It's not being caught off guard, and the idea of being in shock is probably could save lives. The few seconds that it would require or get a class to calm down and get organized. So if you're already ready to go, that few seconds right there could save a lot of lives, and also it just make it so that people couldn't get in your room. If you can barricade your room, you're in a good spot.
What do you think is the most important part of the lockdown protocol and why?
The most important part to me would be, well, the protocol itself, like the practicing of it, going over it and understanding that the building's on the same page. So it isn't different in different rooms. It's all of us understand as soon as it happens, whoever's closest to the door, take action. Everybody else get prepared. So I'd say just the idea of immediate response, I guess, would probably be the most important.
And lastly, do you find that a lot of students take the practice seriously when we have these drills?
I think if the teacher talks about it in the right tone, yes. But if it's allowed to just be another practice, then people take it as a little bit just more of a time killer, and just a way to get through the 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it is. But if the teacher takes it serious, then the students will take it serious. And the discussions are very good. There are students who say, yeah, I will immediately grab this, and I'll immediately do this. And there are other students who are like, yeah, I'm just gonna hide, which is perfectly acceptable. But I just think talking about it and helps a lot of people figure out what their role might be.
This is a reminder to always take your lockdown drills seriously because Practice makes perfect, and we want to make sure that everybody is safe in an emergency situation.
We would like to thank Alex Hernandez, Chloe Schiller, Gavin Alderman, Sally Borowski, Russell Rosenbaum, and Adam Cox, and Mr. Shannon for being in our video.
How do I stop it?
Press stop.
Oh, I see the stop.